Hi, right guys, I'm Lloyd. I've just been sent this game by a mate called Phrase Detectives. The concept is that you basically it's a true or false game as well, but it's a linguistic game where you analyze the text itself. So here's an example. So you read the story. So we stepped, as it were, right out of the carriage and into the hall, so that I failed to catch the most fleeting glance at the front of the house. The instant that I had crossed the threshold, the door slammed heavily behind us, and I heard faintly the rattle of the wheels as the carriage drove away. It was pitch dark inside the house, and the colonel fumbled about looking for matches and muttering under his breath. Suddenly, a door opened at the other end of the passage, and a long golden bar of light shot out in their direction. It grew broader, and women appeared with a lamp in their hand. A woman, sorry, appeared with a lamp in her hand, which she held upon her head, pushing her face forward and peering at us. I could see that she was pretty, and from the gloss with which the light shone upon her dark dress, I knew it was rich material. She spoke a few words in a foreign tongue in a tone as though asking a question, and when my companion answered in a gruff monosyllable, she gave such a start that the lamp nearly fell from her hand. Colonel Stark went up to her, whispered something in her ear, and then pushing her back into the room from whence she came, he walked towards me again with the lamp in his hand. So the conference is... So the system is telling us that another detective says that the phrase in orange, she, has been mentioned before, and its nearest mention is highlighted in blue. Do you agree? Are there any more she's? Disagree, because there is a she here. Disagree. Perfect. Lovely. Okay, so has the phrase shown before in the text? Select the closest phrase, as you mentioned. She. Done. Right, okay, so it's very much sort of a team building game where I pick things up and then... Right. So if it's another player has missed a phrase, but I get it right, then obviously I get a point, but then I'm also getting an opportunity to then contribute to the overall picture. That's really cool. Okay. Right, so perhaps you'll have the kindness to wait in this room for a few minutes, said he, throwing open another door. It was a quiet, little, plainly furnished room with a round table in the centre on which several German books were scattered. Colonel Stark laid down the lamp on the top of the harmonium beside the door. No idea what harmonium is. I shall not keep you waiting an instant, said he, and vanished into the darkness. I glanced at the books on the table, and in spite of my ignorance of German, I could see that two of them were treatises on science, the other being volumes of poetry. So, orange phrase mentioned before, and its nearest mention is highlighted. No, I disagree, because them are the books. I would say it's the books upon the table. Did I get that right? You didn't tell me. Okay. There was an old clicking sound, a vague feeling of uneasiness. So orange has been mentioned before, and the nearest is there. So me. So it's when the person's talking about themselves. Yes, I would. Yes, I would agree. Some agreement. There's been some agreement by my peers. Okay, interesting. Okay, so right, so it's good. It's a good team building game. It's a good team building game if you just want to. There's also good storytelling. It's good storytelling as well. It's nice to pick it up and gets a chance to actually read some decent literature as well. Gets us off of our phones and onto our phones. Yeah. Give it a try. Give it a try. Phase Detectives. I'll have a read a little bit more. I've not read Conan Doyle before, actually. Quite disappointed to say. I've watched Benedict Cumberbatch, though, in Sherlock, so I think that counts. He's dreamy, isn't he?